Welcome back to Unlocked, guys. Today we have Tennille Towns here, and in case you don't know her, she is one of country music's most amazing artists. I'm obsessed. It's been my therapy. Your music has been my therapy.
Thank you for that. That's
Literally.
so nice of you to say that.
It really has. And too, I followed you on social media. Love your stuff. This is really the first time we met.
I know. I'm so happy to get to meet you in person.
I know.
Get to hang out today. Thank you for having me.
Of course. So your song, I call it When's It Gonna Happen? Hopefully that's the name
correct.
Of it.
You got it.
Because that song literally was on repeat for me, like over and over and over again.
Thank you.
So what inspired that song?
Literally a pile of wedding invitations that I got in the mail to some friends who were getting married, and where it says your name +1. And I'm like, right, okay, about the +1 doesn't exist at the moment. So I was writing a lot during that time. It was during the shutdown. I wrote this song over Zoom with two friends that I had actually never met in person before.
Really?
Rabel and Steph Jones, who I just love. Rabel and I probably have written, I don't know, maybe 20 songs before we'd ever met in person. We joked, we were like, I don't know how tall each other is, but we're like, we haven't figured that out yet. But he's so incredible, and so is Steph. And they were just sitting there like, what's going on? I was like, well, here's this stack of mail, and this is what I'm feeling today. And we just it wasn't my plan to sit down and write about that. And it feels kind of terrifying in a way. Like, as a songwriter, I really love to be sort of the third party observer. Like, I'm like, if I could just float above on some hot air balloon ride and like look at what I'm seeing and write about the experience as sort of like the storyteller or the witness.
Yeah,
that's my favorite place.
Like, take my heartache and write a song about it.
I would love to do that.
Yeah. You just don't want to write about your own.
That's my favorite thing as a writer. But sometimes, and especially during that time, that season of writing is like I couldn't help the way these things were feeling a little more personal. So that song was terrifying to share. And it just kind of talks about like these wedding invitations, and the chorus is like, sometimes I feel like I'm the last one standing, and like all my friends are falling in love. And it's been one of my favorite things of the shows that we've been doing since putting that song out is like you can see like the group of girls with their friends and they're pushing up to the front like, this is my jam. I think one of the shows we played recently, they just like rushed to the front from their seats, and I just moved the mic stand. I was like, I'm coming to party with you guys. Like, we are standing together in this feeling. I love the energy from you. It just makes me smile so much to know that you can stand with somebody in a feeling. That's the best part of music, I think.
It is. With that song, like you said, I remember it's like 27 dresses.
Yes.
Like, how many times am I going to be a bridesmaid?
I know, I feel
How
that.
many times am I, like, all my friends going to be getting engaged, getting married? Like, I've had friends get engaged, get married, and get divorced before I've ever even gotten married.
Before one time.
One time.
I feel you. I'm there.
I'm like, what is happening? And it can be so defeating at times to feel like, all right, I'm going to another wedding, or I'm going to go be another plus. I need a plus one.
I need another plus one. Well, and it's good to like, you're like excited for the people and everything, but there is this layer that just kind of like, you feel so isolated in that. You can't, I think it's just the human nature to like kind of
be jealous
a little bit, and also to like feel the pressure of society, which is so dumb that exists. But it's like, you know, you kind of grow up thinking, oh, this is the picture that life is supposed to be. And it's like, that's so far from reality. Everybody meets their person at different times in their life, or more than one, or whatever it might be. It's just like an adventure. And we don't necessarily look at it as an adventure. I think it's like, got to make it fit in this box. And that's why it feels bad in those moments.
And I feel like it's another layer on top of it with your career, because that's your music. I'm more of like, I grew up in TV, whatever, but you have such a crazy career, and it's out there for the world to see. And then part of you is like, all right, I want one thing, like one little thing I can run to when I get off stage, or I finish filming, or I do whatever. I want my one happy place.
Right.
And then whenever you get off stage, you get off camera doing whatever you do, and you realize, okay, I don't have that.
Right. This is why I got a dog. Yeah. And he's the best.
See, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's the hard part. It's like realizing, okay, there's so much loneliness that goes along with it.
So true.
That people don't realize.
Yeah. And I think that's very true. I think that's probably true in any like thing where you're chasing a dream, or you're doing something that's maybe a little bit against the grain, or just anything. We all feel lonely in different parts of our life. It could be like, I mean, literally around all your friends in the middle of high school, and it's like you feel like you're the only person on the planet that's feeling a certain way. Like that's just.
Trust me, it's fine. I just got notified by a 10-year-old this morning. She, on the way to carpool, we were talking about dating, and she was like, she looks at me dead-faced and goes, Sassy, you're on a dating app. You're very desperate.
Oh, no.
And I go, excuse me? She goes, you're literally on an app. You have to be desperate for a boyfriend. And I was like, okay.
And she's 10.
I was like, get out of my car and go to school.
Get out of my car.
Literally. I was like, okay, this is getting really sad. Like, So that was my life. So it's fine. Totally fine.
We're all going to make it. You know, it's all going to be fine.
It's fine. It's all fine. It's fine. Yeah. So when's it going to happen? Yeah. That literally, I will say, the moment I heard that, I feel like for some reason I was driving down 21st and I was by the Pancake Pantry. I think I had just left the nail salon over there and I had heard that song come on, and it was after I had called off my engagement. I was engaged. Then we dated for a few years. Really weird.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
It's fun. We got engaged after a year and then dated for 3 years after that.
Well, I mean, it's good to really date before, I guess, you got the order. You know what I mean? Like, however you go about it.
It's fine. We did both.
Okay.
But I remember when I heard that song, I automatically knew that wasn't the person I was supposed to be with.
Wow. Interesting.
Because I heard that song and I was like, when you hear when's it going to happen to me, you automatically think, when am I going to be like head over heels in love with someone, ecstatic, like loving the things I hate about them.
Right.
Like that kind of feeling. And in that moment, I was like, all right, when's it going to happen to me? Because I know this isn't it.
This isn't happening right now.
Yeah.
Interesting. Wow. Well, I feel honored to have been a part of that journey in some way. That's very cool.
It was amazing.
Well,
so from that point forward, I'm like, all right, that's my song. Now, come on. When's it going to happen?
I love it. Well, I can't wait to hear when it does. You'll be like, I got it.
Exactly. All right. So what's the sequel to that song?
Yeah. Okay. I'm working on that. Yeah. I'll get back to you on the sequel.
Okay. I like it. So it's like, it's happened to me.
Right.
Like finally it's happened to me.
Like an actual love song that's like the real kind. You know? Like, I think I've yet to maybe to write that. Can't write that from true experience yet. So I'm just writing. I can write it as the witness. I can be your storyteller. There you go.
You know what? I will take it. I mean, I may not be the best storyteller. Let's be real, because
you can just share your experience, and I will go, okay, this is inspiration, and I'll try to use it.
Okay, I like that. So since you can't write from personal experience yet, what do we have to do to make it personal experience?
Good question. I don't know. I guess get a little more adventurous. Maybe a little less time on the road, which is the opposite of what I want to do, because I love to be out there.
So I just immediately jumped into dating. Wow.
We're already at this point. This is good.
Fine.
This is good.
It's
Listen,
fine.
The music will take us where we need it to go.
Exactly. No. So you're from Canada.
I am. Yeah.
Okay. Tell me about Canada. One of my favorite places ever.
I love that you love Canada.
Love it.
Where have you been? What do you love?
So I spent New Year's Eve in Montreal.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Yes.
Montreal's great.
Spent New Year's Eve in Montreal and then went to Quebec City.
Also love. So beautiful.
I felt like I was in a Hallmark movie.
I know. It's all cobblestone streets and little hanging lights. It's beautiful.
And I did like a food and wine tour. And
nice.
With my at that time, I guess she was 75-year-old grandmother.
That sounds lovely.
Like she drank and ate, and it was the best time ever.
You were doing it right. That's so great. I love that.
It's my favorite place. So where in Canada are you from?
I'm from Alberta. So it's kind of like north of Montana. It's just like a short 45-hour drive away from Nashville. So I made the drive like 8 years ago, I guess. But yeah, that's where I'm from. It's like wide open skies. Lots of like golden fields and lots of room to just kind of have an imagination to be whatever you want to be. And
I love that.
My family's all still up there. It's freezing cold in the winter times, and you get very resilient and creative because you don't have a choice but to. And then you really soak in the summertime because the sun will be just tucking behind the campfire at like midnight. It's still light. And the summers are really quite magical. So
That's amazing. I spent some time in Winnipeg.
Oh, wow. That's really central and definitely cold in the winter.
I remember first time I hopped off the plane, it was negative 35 degrees.
Yeah, that's something. That
and
is
I was
crazy.
like, what the hell am I doing here?
I know, it's freezing. We've had a couple winter tours up in there in Canada, and I want to say Winnipeg was somewhere where we threw the boiling water in the air and it turns to snow because it's that cold. Yeah,
that is accurate. I remember like spitting on the ground because it would freeze immediately, and I was like,
this is crazy.
The craziest thing ever.
You got to plug your vehicles in overnight because the battery will die at the cold. So everybody drives around with the like cords hanging out of the hood of their cars.
Nothing to do. Absolutely nothing.
Except
I remember
play some music and learn the guitar and
play some music, play some
card
hockey,
games, play some hockey.
Or we went to like this little cafe that was like all for board games.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So we would like play board games and go home.
My family gets very competitive with those. Yeah, lots of cards.
Terrible.
Because you just got to stay inside and stay warm.
And,
yeah. And then that's why people really, I think, love the different like sporting events or also music events that come through because it's like something to go do that's not.
Yeah. Well, that was cold. The thing with like going to the Winnipeg Jets games.
Nice.
Like
you're doing it right.
So much fun.
Good.
But I'm like, other than that, that's all there is to do.
Yeah.
All there is to do.
I mean,
So
unless you're getting adventure, you're gonna go snowmobiling. You got to like.
We went to
layer
Costco.
Up. You went to Costco. Yeah. Okay. You're not getting out on the snowmobile. You could go skating. You could go ice fishing. There's a lot of different. You could go see the Northern Lights.
It's so cold. You can't even do that.
I mean, you got to be prepared. You got to bundle up.
Yeah.
So last year, around Christmas time, we got on this train that we rode the train from Montreal, actually, all the way to Calgary. And we lived on this train for 15 days. And it was literally, it looked like the Polar Express. Like it was suited up with light. I loved it. I love trains and it was very fun. And so we got on this thing and we played for over 15 days. We played 65 shows in all these different communities that were like on the map, literally from Montreal to Calgary.
What?
And the train would pull up and one of the train cars was a stage. And so the door was on this hydraulic and it would fold down and like everybody outside would be bundled in the cold. And they came and it was a free show to come to see the train. But you brought a donation for your local food bank. And so everyone showing up is doing amazing things in their community. And they're just like standing up there. I was so inspired by the resilience and the like generosity of the human spirit and going, all these people have come together for this moment to like help their friends and neighbors.
Yeah.
We play them some songs in like the coldest temperatures I've ever played in. I think in Swift Current, Saskatchewan, it was like minus 31 degrees. And the condensation like around the microphone just from breathing was making snow. Like my eyelashes were frozen white. My hair was like
insane.
Everywhere was white. It was so cold. And also I just stood on stage going, if these people are willing to stand in this temperature and come and do this, like this is my honor to get to do this and be up here. So that felt like a truly Canadian experience to see everyone showing up in the cold. It was really fun. I wrote a bunch of songs on this trip and we recorded on the moving train, and that's what the new record is from this whole adventure. So
no way. So that's the story behind the record that's
the story behind Train Track Work Tapes. Yeah. So we literally lived on this train, and I was like, we'd play 5 or 6 shows a day sometimes, and in between like eating our meals and like running between the stage cars to suit up in the layers, I was like journaling about the whole experience and what I was feeling. Like I just love to be on the move. I love trains, whether we're touring in Europe or looking out the van window, riding around here. Like I love being in motion. It's where I feel the most at home. And so the train was like this hypnotizing kind of motion for me that very much was like a high. So I was writing songs faster than I'd written songs in a long time. And then we were like, okay, how could we record these somehow and like keep the sounds of the train like in this fabric of this? And
wow.
So we went and borrowed a bunch of gear from the stage car and like brought it to the caboose, set it up with a couple of the laptops that we had and figured out how to like, my drummers, he made a drum kit out of like literally his suitcase is our kick drum. And he played like shaker using plastic bowls from the kitchen and triangle on the teacup and all kinds of things. So it was we got resourceful with what we had.
That's amazing. So you mentioned that like you feel at home in any moving thing, whether it's a train, car, whatever. Why do you think that is?
You know, that's a great question, but I noticed it when I very much, like at the very beginning of starting touring. Yeah. So before I moved to Nashville, I spent like 32 weeks in a motorhome driving from coast to coast of Canada, playing middle schools and high schools. And that was like,
wow,
my love for the road began. And before that, it was like always road trips with my family. Like we'd go to my grandparents' motorhome and hang out for a couple weeks throughout and drive around. And I loved it. I loved listening to music and just taking in the scenery and being on an adventure. And then I really loved getting to travel on the road and playing music. And then I drove to Nashville and was here for a few years trying to kind of get things going. And the first tour I got to be a part of was opening up for Miranda Lambert and Little Big Town on the Bandwagon tour.
Little Big Town,
such a dream. Yeah,
I love them. Their spouses, they're
just the sweetest people. All of their families. It was, and Miranda's just amazing and took the best care of me. And
I say I haven't met her yet, so that's why I didn't comment.
Love her.
There was
love her.
Yeah,
she's something special.
I've heard such great things.
Yeah,
I've heard great things about her from obviously people in the industry, but what comes to mind when you picture the perfect roommate? One who comes when you call, one who doesn't forget to lock the doors, or one who doesn't steal your milk, maybe just a little bit at the time, hoping you won't notice. At apartments.com, we understand that when it comes to roommates, a pet can be your best friend. They're easygoing, eat what you serve them, and never clog the toilet. And that's why we have the most pet-friendly rental listings on the internet. And with instant alerts, you'll know the moment your perfect pet-friendly place becomes available. So when you need a place that's pet-friendly and human-tolerant, check out apartments.com. The place to find your pet-friendly place. This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. You guys know I've spoken about BetterHelp tons of times before, and that's because I am a huge advocate for therapy. It's so easy to get caught up in what everyone else needs from you, and you never take a moment to think about what you need from yourself. But when we spend all of our time giving, it can leave us feeling stretched thin and burned out. Therapy can give you the tools to find more balance in your life so you can keep supporting others without leaving yourself behind. Therapy has been a huge thing for me. Over the past, I would say probably 4 years, I've truly dug deep, and it's kind of been my saving grace through everyday life experiences. So if you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist, and the best part about the whole thing is that you can switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. So find more balance with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/Savannah today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Savannah. SAVANNAH.
But yeah, that was my first tour. She literally like went to, I think it was a Walmart or a Target or something, and got me like my first duffel bag of like essentials for the tour bus. And like I never slept in a tour bus, never played an amphitheater. It was my first day of radio tour. It was like a big first day for sure in Charlotte. And so that was when I realized how much I loved that part of being on tour and being on the road. And it's just, my love affair for it has grown ever since then. And it's become like this thing where, I mean, it's kind of like the adrenaline high of being out doing the thing that you love to do and feeling connected to these people singing the same song. And it's like, oh, such a high. And then to come home and it's really quiet and weird. And like riding the highs and lows of that is definitely a thing. But I don't know. It's just sort of in me. I've always loved motion. And I think it's part of like maybe a little bit of the human condition. Like we're always looking for something. And the point is that we'll probably never, like there's no destination. It's just the searching that we love.
Well, I feel like some people get so used to just like the calm, the easy, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just like knowing what you're going to get the next second.
Right.
I'm very much of like, well, isn't there something more?
Right.
Isn't there like, when am I going to find the something more?
Yes.
So by the constant movement, you kind of get that.
Looking for that.
Yeah, you're constantly looking for that. And I even remember I went on, and too, like being on a tour bus, I say it's the greatest sleep you'll ever get.
I know, it's so
wonderful. Like I love the sound, the noise. I went on a weekend run with Raylan.
Nice.
Whenever she was on tour with Cole Swindell. And we went, and I remember I was like, oh my God, this is the best sleep I've ever gotten.
It's like, I love it. The best. You pull the curtain and it's just dark and like it kind of rocks you to sleep.
I know.
See, we are in this thing right now that's kind of like a bandwagon, which is not quite a bus, but it's like a bit of more of like a box truck, and the bunks are it's a little bumpier than the bus, but the bus is definitely a really sweet sleep. Yeah, it'll rock you right to bed. I'm glad you had a good experience.
I did. Good. I loved it. I was like, this is great. But I'm so with you on always searching, like such a fast pace of life.
Yeah,
and I feel like sometimes you may be a little bit of like an overachiever or always really hard on yourself, that you're like, all right, it can always be better. I can always do better. I can always be better. I can always.
The downfall of the searching. Yeah.
Yes. That's the downfall of the searching, because never are you good enough in your own mind.
Yeah. It's a wheel that just spins and spins and does not ever really feel like enough. I know. I feel that very much. And it's something I'm working on, it's kind of like, it's also the balance of figuring out, like, standing still is so terrifying to me, and like the quiet gets me.
I can't do it.
I know, it's tough, right? But also, like, it's literally essential, like, even just to write or to be able to like have the right thoughts or the right mentality to keep going on to the next adventure. It's like you have to embrace the stillness too, but it's the hardest thing. I'm terrible at it.
Yeah. Now, are you with that? Because a lot of sitting still, like, are you a religious person at all?
I am a believer. Yes. Okay. I don't have a church I go to consistently, or like I'm not practicing. I say you don't have to go to church to believe. Right. You don't. I have met Jesus, I will say, in some of the darkest places I've ever been. Yeah. I've said on my podcast before, the first time I went and visited my dad in prison, I've never felt the presence of Jesus more than I did in that visiting room. That's beautiful.
And so I say that, and I'm like, people don't realize, like, there's this big thing placed on Christianity that, like, oh, you have to go to church, you have to not have sex before marriage, not drink, not do this, that, whatever. And to me, that scares so many people away. Versus just like sitting in it and feeling it. And so do you think, has that had any impact on your music at all?
Absolutely. And to me, music is such an anchor for my belief, because it's the most sacred thing to me. Like, it does feel very spiritual. Writing songs feels very spiritual to me, where it's kind of like you're just sort of the vessel, like the one holding the pen and listening to whatever is coming through you. It's this very kind of mystical thing. And so I feel so honored to like being a part of these communities that are coming together for shows, like witnessing the courage of someone coming up to me and talking about something that happened in their life that a song has connected to them or made them think about. And I have a song that I wrote called Jersey on the Wall that was inspired by a group of people I met that had been through a really hard car accident with a group of kids from a high school, and one of them had passed away, and she was like valedictorian, star basketball player, and she was taken in this fluke wreck right before going off to college, and they have her jersey hanging in memory on the wall in the gymnasium. And I met this community and like was sitting there watching their high school graduation and saw the jersey hanging in memory. Was like, I have so many questions for God, like, and my thought is that it's okay to have those, that there's like healing just in the conversation itself. And
I always like to say it's okay to question God. It's okay to question the things that happen. Yeah. The moment you move from questioning to doubting, that's two different things.
Right.
But it's okay to question things.
Yeah, I think so too. And it's been one of the most like inspiring things to me to see people come up and tell me about someone in their life they've lost too soon, or say like, this song makes me think of my cousin, and this was his jersey number, or this was his name, my brother's name, or my best friend, or whatever the story might be. And it's like, just to like hug each other in that moment. And it's like there is something so tangible and real to feel in that exchange of being like, you found this song for a reason, and the fact that we've crossed paths in this way and got to have this like shared moment together is just, to me, no accident at all. And it is such an honor to cross paths in that way with all of these beautiful people. It takes so much courage to talk about the things that are hard.
It does.
And that feel like severely isolating in our lives. And it is just my greatest honor to hear from people that way. It makes me believe in things so much stronger.
100%. I remember just like going through all the things we've gone through in our personal life. And when everything started coming out about it, I remember there being a sense of like, what do I do?
Right.
Like wanting to stay quiet about things, whether it was, I don't know what I think it was just the feeling of knowing I'm going to get so much hatred from people. And then the moment I started talking about it, I had so many people that were like, I went through the same thing.
Wow.
Or
Yeah.
I wish you knew my story, this, that, and the other. And it makes such a difference. And then, you know, in the country music world, obviously, in the entertainment world as a whole, you have just a ton of judgmental people, tons of judgmental people, and life and everything. Everyone's so judgmental. But then I think what made me, everyone really in this industry has been so perfect, you know, and then you had Jelly Roll come along.
I know his story's so good.
Love Jelly Roll because he spent, I want to say, close to 20 years in and out of the system.
Yep.
And he talks about it, and he talks about just spending that time and having his daughter. And then now if I'm not mistaken, he's creating a facility here in the Nashville area for kids who had been in and out of the system to practice music.
That's so good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so encouraging. And wow.
Exactly.
So inspiring.
And so it's so encouraging and inspiring to hear people like him who have a story that's so impactful.
Yes.
And it's like, okay, I'm not alone. A lot of us do a really good job at hiding our really shitty stuff.
Right.
But when you're in the public eye, there's not much you can hide.
And it's brave to be like, this is what I'm struggling with. This is hard. This is not how I thought the picture was going to go. No. Whatever that might be. And it's like, I mean, your story is inspiring and in helping out so many other people by your honesty and vulnerability and all of that.
And too, like his song, I'll say, like, Son of a Sinner. That, I was like, this should speak to every single person in the world.
Yes.
And that's the greatest part about music is your songs. Like I said, your song spoke to me. I like literally stopping at the stoplight here, going through Midtown. I was like, this is my song. Like, when's it going to be me? When's it going to happen to me? When's my time going to come? Like, I thought I was going to be married by 22 and have kids.
Right.
You know, like I thought I would have my first kid by the time I was 22. Yeah. And now I'm like, okay, well.
It's a different story.
We're
making it up as we go.
Exactly. Making it up as we go. And too, there's no
blueprint.
No, I wish there was.
I mean, sometimes I do too. And then sometimes I go, this is so much better this way. Like, why do we have to stick to this?
So was there a point in time though, to where, let's say you were in a relationship that you thought, okay, we're going to get engaged. We're going to get married.
Honestly, no, I've not gotten to that point because I just am like, I shut down sooner than that. And I just am like, I got to focus on what I'm doing and can't be distracted and get back to the music.
Do you think that is like a cop out?
Probably. I'm sure. I just had to talk to my therapist about all of these things. We'll figure it out one day.
I love therapy. I'm like, that's been my greatest. I went to Onsite. We were talking about Shane McAnally before. And so Shane and I were talking. He was like, you should really try this place. And so Shane had gone there. And it's like intensive therapy for a week. Yeah. And I say it's the greatest gift I've ever given myself.
Good for you.
And like I left there and I was like, okay, it all makes sense now.
That's so good.
But trust me, you leave with a mess that you're like, all right, I've got to fix all these things.
But isn't that the point? That nobody's got it figured out. Nobody does.
That is so true.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. So there was never a time so you're not that person to where you get into a relationship and you're like, all right, I'm going to marry this person.
No, I think it's probably protection mechanism in myself that's like, don't get too close. You know what I mean?
Where do you think that comes from?
That's a good question.
Like, are your parents together?
So my parents were high school sweethearts and they met, and were like married on the playground in second grade. So I grew up thinking that was going to be the situation. And when I got through high school and it wasn't, I was like, well, now what? What does that mean? And also thank God, because I probably would have never left my hometown and chased my dream that way. So it's all the right or left turns one way or another.
So do you think maybe it's because you have this fear of not having what your parents have?
I'm sure that's probably in the mix, yeah.
Dear, oh my, I love this. I love how different we all are.
Isn't that crazy to think about? Yeah.
It really is.
The fear of that, and also probably just the fear of like, maybe losing myself in somebody else, Like I think that I can be quite like, I love to be a listener and I love to be like, to take in people's stories and like the empathetic side of what I really love to do. There's sometimes like a blurred line between where do I stop and where does that, like, I think.
Where do you start giving yourself
or pleasing somebody, like the people pleasing side of what is difficult for me to kind of navigate becomes hard in relationships. So I think I'm like, oh, I'm just going to not even go there, because then I'll be able to keep focused on my mission a little better.
No, you deserve more than that. Okay, now it's my new goal.
All right.
I'm hooking you up with someone.
No goodness.
I'm going to find a great... Look, Erin's over there rolling her eyes.
She's getting it going. Are you going to... Yeah, I'm going to definitely keep watch over here.
Back to what we were talking about. What were we talking about? You got me sidetracked. Oh, yeah. So now I'm going to set you up with someone.
We were actually talking about that cheese platter over there. I think we were talking about something else.
Okay. So let's see. If you had your ideal person, would you date someone?
I'm sweating. You're making me sweat over here. I don't know.
Would you date someone in the industry?
I don't know.
Yes,
I don't know the right answer to that, because I mean, I feel torn. Like, some of that seems like, oh, there'd be understanding.
Yeah.
And like this sense of maybe like, oh, we could both like some of the same things. Yeah. Both love music. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. And then part of you is like, don't shit where you eat.
Right.
Look, I'll you drop it on your lap.
Oh my God. Thank you. Can we just talk about this platter? Thank you so much. Well, I'm going to have a grape. And,
I think that's an olive.
Oh, no, it's an olive.
And you don't like olives?
No. This is an olive. Wow. Oh, man.
You want to spit it out?
Serves me right. No, it's okay. I'm just trying to be distracted. She's going to eat you. It's fine. I swear, I got it. I'm going to just go for the grape. And now, would you like to have an olive? Because there are olives on there.
I'm going to take some grapes, actually.
That's a better pick. You know what? It was not grape. But this cheese is awesome.
I see what you guys are trying to do, and you're trying to distract me. So you would not date someone in the industry.
I'm not saying I wouldn't, but I'm just saying, I don't know. I could see the pros and cons to both sides. It would be nice to have some understanding. Maybe the too close quarters is too much. You know what I mean?
See, Andrew, I don't know how it would ever work.
I know. I don't know how any of it work.
With a schedule like that. So if you have a schedule like that, he has a schedule like that. How are the two of you ever going to be able to connect?
I'm not sure. I don't know. If I find out, I'll let you know. But I have no idea how it's ever supposed to work. So I'm just gonna write my songs and hang out with my dog, and
you're gonna scroll
love
on Rhea.
My life.
You're gonna scroll on Rhea. It's gonna be great. We're gonna find you someone.
I'm good, you know.
But no, I say that too sometimes. But sometimes you're laying in bed at night and you're like, I really wish I had someone.
True, that's fair. But
like, you really wish you had someone to watch true crime documentaries with.
Wow, those terrify me. I don't know about that.
KiwiCo believes that every child is born creative, and that's where they came up with their box ideas. They're absolutely amazing. Doing these boxes kind of helps to expand your curiosity. It also really helps to broaden your problem solving skills. I've done these boxes with Chloe. We did the cooking box, which was so much fun. And now I'm so excited to do the colorful chemistry box with her, because we can keep schooling going year round, especially during summer when it comes to KiwiCo. It helps to truly get kids off of technology and more into learning, but it helps you to learn in a more unique manner. You can learn while having fun. That's what I love about KiwiCo, is they bring the fun to learning. So make sure that you hop on this train with KiwiCo to redefine learning with play. Explore hands-on projects that build creative confidence with KiwiCo. Get 50% off your first month plus free shipping on any crate line at kiwico.com. That's 50% off your first month at kiwico.com/unlocked. kiwico.com/unlocked. You guys know that I am a sucker for traveling. It can be a little hectic when you try to get together plans, different adventures, and that is where Viator comes into play. Viator has over 300,000 bookable travel experiences in over 190 countries. Viator is a website. They also have an app where you can book travel experiences. They offer everything from simple tours to extreme adventures. That's why I love it. So make sure that you jump on Viator and book your travel. When you book a travel experience with Viator, there's also always flexibility and support with free cancellation, payment options, and 24/7 service. The free cancellation is great for me because not only do I have a problem with commitment in my relationships, I also have a problem with commitment when it comes to travel. So the 24/7 service and free cancellation definitely works in my favor. So make sure that you download the Viator app now and use code Viator10 for 10% off your first booking. One app, over 300,000 experiences you'll remember. Do more with Viator. Viator 10 for 10% off your first booking. Okay, so all right, we're gonna put a pause, but that's where good music comes from.
I mean, this is true. I would do it for the inspiration, you know.
Okay, so that's the thing. You could go on a date with someone who lied to you about being a restaurant owner, and really
or you could just tell me about your experiences, and I can write about your experiences. It'll be great.
Okay, so I have a good song for you.
Okay.
Write about me, not from personal experience or anything.
Right?
But
okay,
there's a story of this man and this woman that meet, right?
Okay. All right.
And he is older, and he's going through a divorce. He was going through a divorce prior to meeting this person. Let's make that very clear.
Okay.
But
headed in that direction.
Very wounded, very, and then you've got a female who's like, okay, I'm really into this person, but they're going through a divorce. I want to do them a favor. Let them live their life a little bit before they get into something serious.
Yeah.
So I love you enough to let you live your life.
Yeah. That's
and me watch from the sidelines. That's a good song.
That is a good song. Okay.
I'm going to watch you heal from the sidelines.
Kind of like I'll be waiting and ready for you when you're ready.
But then, I'm too prideful to be I'm waiting on you.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
Waiting is not the right word.
But you get what I'm saying? Because then part of you is okay, I shouldn't have to wait on someone, but I know it's healthier for you and it's healthier for me to let you maybe spend some time alone or go out on dates, do whatever you want to do. Yeah. Because you've been married for X amount of years.
Right.
Over a decade.
I'm going to give you a minute. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I like it. There's definitely a song in here.
That's a song.
My wheels are spinning. Yeah.
That's a song.
That is a song. Absolutely.
So there you go.
Okay. Wow. Well, thank you.
I'm glad it could be inspiration.
You are
today.
definitely being inspiration. Fuel in the writer's tank. I love it. Thank you.
Oh my God. That is amazing.
That is amazing. I'll get back to you on the song. You know?
All right. I'll take it. All right. So what's next? So you just released your album.
Yes, we just released Train Track Work Tapes, and we've been out on the road playing these songs live, which has been really fun, and getting ready for, I'm in the middle of writing and recording some new stuff too, so working on the next things. But we're about to play some summer festivals, and I'm about to go over to the UK, which is one of my favorite places.
My favorite.
I love it there.
Absolute favorite.
I love it, and I love how people listen to music over there. It's just... It feels like they know all the words to the second verses. It's incredible to me. So I'm really excited to go back over there.
The UK is my favorite. I've said I will move there at some point in my life.
I love that.
I will move there at least for a year just to say that I've done it.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
I totally could see that too. It's so beautiful and fun and just feels historic and important. I don't know. I love it.
There's some mystery to it as well.
It's beautiful.
And to imagine you may find an Englishman.
Maybe that is in the cards. Hard to say.
I'm praying it. I'm praying it into existence. Okay, one of us has to live for me. Come on, shit! I got 2 kids now. Come on, live for me.
All right, thank you for that. And then from there, we're going on tour with Shania Twain this fall, and I'm pretty excited for that too.
That's gonna be so much fun.
Yes, I have a crazy Shania story where I was obsessed. She's my hero. And I was 9 years old, and I made a sign that said, "Shania, can I please sing with you?" And I had my mom glue gun me a costume to look like her Miami concert DVD that I had watched literally 5 million times. So I had the yellow ponytail on top of my head, and she's got the yellow stripes down the black pants. Okay, so that's the outfit. And I am going to this concert, and 9-year-old me is just losing her mind, singing every word to all these songs.
Yeah.
I'm holding up my sign, and I told my mom when we got to the show, I was like, I'm singing with Shania tonight. Like, I hope you're ready for what's about to happen. And my mom's like, brace your heart. Like, okay, let's get our expectations in check. But I still can't believe it happened, but it actually did. And she like pulled me up out of the arena of 18,000 people and pulled me on stage, and I'm standing next to her. And like, I got to sing a song with her, and then she asked me to sing a chorus of something by myself. So I'm looking out, and there's like 18,000 people out there. I can barely kind of see past the fog of the lights.
Yeah.
But I'm just standing up on, she had like 3 tiers to the stage. It was in the middle, and we're standing on the top tier, and I'll just never forget looking around being like, yeah, this is it. Like, this is what I want to do. And so I sang the chorus of Honey, I'm Home. And then she was like, all right, I should bring you back to your parents now and drop me back off. And I was like, see, Mom, I told you. Like, that was so awesome. And like, now it's just my mission to keep paying that feeling forward to whatever little dreamers are next down the line.
Stop.
So this tour is very surreal because we're going back to Edmonton, to the city that this happened in. It was 5 hours away from my hometown. And
is there a video of this?
To be honest, I've never found a video of it because
this
there's
is our
gotta be
PSA.
one somewhere that someone has. I've definitely got photos sent. And a crazy story is the people who were sitting next to us, like our tickets somehow were not next to each other, and my mom was stressed out. So we sat like squished on one chair, and we were hoping no one would catch us because it was technically our seats were apart.
Yeah.
And the people sitting next to us were so kind. And they were like, don't worry, it's all good. She's fine here. And they snuck a disposable camera in their purse. And that's we have a whole film roll of this because the sweetest people beside us like pretended to be my auntie and gave the fiddle player the disposable camera. So I have photos of it, but I have no video.
Okay, this is our PSA. If anyone has a video.
If they have a video from December 3rd, 2009.
That is amazing.
In Edmonton.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
That is so exciting. Congratulations.
Thank you. So this will be a very cool full circle. I'm looking forward to that very much.
Can you please recreate the outfit?
You know what? I should work on that. That's a great idea.
You should recreate the outfit. And then in the background, have those photos projected.
I feel like I might have to pop the photo up at some point just to be like, everyone in this place needs to know that this is wild to me because of this. It makes me want to cry thinking about it. I'm very excited.
That's cool. Amazing.
Yeah.
All right. So before we end, what is the one thing you would want people to know about you that they don't know already?
Wow. What a great question. What's your answer?
Oh, the one thing to know about me? I mean, I don't know. I love hot dads.
That's amazing.
No, I'm kidding. They already know that. Look at Sean. Sean goes, we know that.
Not very deep.
No, God, deep. I go deep all the time in all my podcasts. What's the one thing people don't know?
I want people to know. I think that maybe the fact that I I love to perform on stage and I love to write songs and I love the like energy of it and the high of being around people. But reality is that I am definitely also like an introvert and that I'm like recharged by sort of maybe just like being more reflective and introspective. Like that's a very true part of me. And sometimes I think we see people that like look like, oh, like they're very enthusiastic and out this way, but it doesn't mean that like there's also something going on inside that's like, I don't know, maybe struggles with that too. And it's like, I think I'd want people to know that just in case they also struggle with it and we can just do that together.
Or when they catch you on a bad day. If someone catches you out and they're like, oh, she wasn't the nicest or she didn't look kind or she didn't.
It's like I'm internally freaking out and just need a moment probably.
Yeah. Because like I know for me, sometimes it takes all I have to just show up.
Sometimes too. Absolutely. I think that's very normal and nobody really says that out loud enough. So I'll say that that's what that would be my answer today.
That's amazing. Yeah, it takes all you have to just show up sometimes. So maybe when you're not on stage, you just completely shut off.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Okay, see, it's normal, guys.
This is normal.
It's normal.
It's good.
I love that. Well, congratulations on everything.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I'm so glad to get to know you a little more and get to be a part. I love that you do this podcast. And
it's fun. It's like a fun little hour of coming and I'm just like, be as you are, say what you want to say.
Yeah, and just like good, wonderful, honest conversation.
Hey.
Thank you for caring about people like that. It's really cool.
My favorite thing to say is like, it's okay to not be okay.
Yeah. Totally.
It's okay to not be okay. It's okay to have a bad day. It's okay to be great. It's okay to whatever. Show up as you are.
I love that.
So now, guys, we're going to find Tennille.
Oh, gosh.
Setting up this dating profile.
I'm terrified. Thank you for that.
Until next time.
Until next time.
Savannah, what's going on? Okay, your parents is an unavoidable topic because you're living it out every single day, day to day.
For sure.
Is there anything going on in your life that's making you happy?
Oh, that's making me happy. Yeah, I definitely would say to like, and obviously in order to have respect for my situation and the person involved in my life, like it's kind of hard because it's obviously relationship wise, like brings a lot of joy, a lot of happiness, gives me adult interaction, human to human, really great conversations that like lead to growth and laughter and all these different things. But also it's like, all right, I learned from my first podcast,
or your most recent?
Not first, but like my first one with Nick, my most recent podcast with Nick Vile, keep your mouth shut, Savannah. So I'm learning to I should have had more respect for that situation than I did in that moment. So I'm like trying to figure out what's the best way, especially when kids are involved.
Keep your mouth shut. That's like,
yeah.
Yes. I've been waiting on this moment.
Aaron is so excited. But that's also another thing is when kids are involved, you gotta...
Well, you understand that.
I understand that, but it's also a little different just because the kids involved are my brother and sister versus like actual children, my children. You know what I mean? So it's like if I'm going out here and dating someone that has kids, it's different because like that's the father, you know, and like their mother is still involved. It's definitely a different dynamic. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. So you're kind of saying like your family has already kind of been exposed to the media and y'all have, it's your choice for your family to be exposed, but you don't want to cross somebody else's boundaries who's maybe kids have had a little bit more protection.
Yes, exactly. I think just getting back out there really for me and not being afraid and not allowing guilt to like truly eat me alive for spending time with someone other than the kids. Because I think I've finally gotten to that point of like, hey, like I deserve to have a break. Mm-hmm. Like, and I can't be good for these kids. I can't pour into them if I'm not being poured into. And I think that's the same with any relationship in your life, with friends, with anyone. Like, I'm not a never ending cup. You know, like I don't just have an endless supply of emotion and love and all these things to give. Like if I'm not being poured into as well to replace what I'm giving.
I think you've also set this, it's a really slippery slope when you set a standard that you can do everything.
Yeah.
And then you try to like give hints to people, family, friends, hey, I can't take this anymore. Can you give me a break? And people are like, no, you got it.
Yeah.
Like I've seen you do it before. You're fine. And you're like, I'm trying to tell you that I need a little bit of a break. Mm-hmm. So you set this precedent that you can do it all. And it kind of can bite you in the ass sometimes.
100%. It definitely can because, but you and I've kind of talked about this before. It's like, all right, you allow people in your life and they start doing for you and then they peace out and you're like, what the hell? Like I got so used to you being there and helping and now you're just gone. So you've completely screwed up my whole mojo of like, even though it was hard doing it all on my own, I managed to find a way to do it on my own.
It's going back to having to doing it all alone. Then you get a taste of what it's like to have help. And then that help going away, you're like, I don't know if I can go back to doing what I was doing before because I don't know how I did it in the first place.
Yes, exactly. So I think that's also the hard part. And even now, it's like I do find it hard to be all in with someone because I'm so afraid of allowing someone in to hurt me, you know? And that's the hard part is, all right, kind of like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. But in your heart knowing you don't want to be 1 foot in and 1 foot out, but your brain saying be 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
What effect do you think what role do the kids play in you being 1 foot in and 1 foot out? Are you afraid they're going to get attached to people?
Yes, for sure. Luckily, I will say, like, the person in my life is so great with the kids, but like Grayson specifically, because Grayson needs a strong, faith-filled, positive male role model in his life, and he needs someone who's been through it and who can help guide him and call him out when maybe what he did wasn't the right thing to do. Like, he needs someone other than me to talk to and be there, and he just needs a male role model in his life. And so for that, I am so grateful. But then it's also, I have to think of the kids and think, whoa, I can't allow them to get too close to someone and then someone just up and leave again. And also too, for me, I'm like, whoa, I don't want, like, it worries me, because you know how well, like, if I love someone, I'm all in. Like, I will love you to the best of my abilities. And right now I'm in a phase of like thinking about life so far down the road. Like, I'm not thinking about tomorrow. I think if like, oh my God, what if in a year, like, I get so close to this person's kids and like, you know, loving their kids. And because when it comes to children, like, I have the ability to like love kids like no other. I literally almost took someone else's kid in. Like, that's how much I am just here to love kids and love kids well, because I feel like what we leave behind, I want to leave behind kids who love well, fight well, like have such a grace-filled spirit, and are just positive contributing members to society. And if I can help kids that maybe I don't know. I just like, I want to take every kid in, like every kid that I see. I'm like, maybe I'd be a good foster parent, or maybe like,
Golly.
As if I didn't have enough on my hands. But I think a big fear of mine is like getting too close to someone else's kids, and then everything going up in smoke. And like, there's all these what ifs that I fill my mind with, that I'm like, oh my God, like, how do you navigate all this?
Yeah, just one thing at a time.
See, I don't do well with that.
Well, but don't you, like, if you had known how hard this is really going to be all at the beginning, wouldn't you have just been like, Lord, take me now? Like, you almost have to find out in chunks of how hard it is, because if you had known on, like, before everything even happened with your parents that this was coming down the pipeline, you would have been like,
I didn't really realize, too, how hard it would be. You know, like, there was nothing to prepare me for it at all. And I think back, it was also, too, before Mom and Dad left, we were all in this, it literally feels just like another world that we were in. Like, no one prepared for it. We waited until after Mom and Dad left to move all the kids' stuff over to my house. Like, we were just kind of acting as if nothing was happening, which, looking back, part of me feels like it was the best thing, just because it saved my parents one more level of trauma of having to go through.
Totally, like, y'all did prepare in a lot of ways, but not every way.
No. And like, not taking the kids' stuff, like, all the kids' stuff was as it was, you know, like, we didn't try to move it. We didn't try to, none of that. And in my mind, that was okay, because like, it saved Mom and Dad from another level of grief, you know, from having to endure it twice, you know, watching the kids' stuff leave the house and then them leave again. So it's a weird, I don't know if there was any right way to deal with it. But I do know it was really hard on me, maybe not prepping more for it, because like, when Mom and Dad left, all right, Like, I got to get the kids' stuff over to my house. I have to get it organized. I have to do all of these things. And luckily at that time, I mean, I had a lot of help doing that. And I will forever be grateful for the help that I had when it came to getting into a routine of a new norm. This episode of Unlocked is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Hey, all of my podcast listeners, whether you love true crime or comedies, celebrity interviews, news, or even motivational speakers, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue, right? And guess what? Now you can call the shots on your auto insurance too. Enter the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. The Name Your Price tool puts you in charge of your auto insurance by working just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you a variety of coverages that fit within your budget, giving you the options. That's something you'll want to press play on. It's easy to start a quote, and you'll be able to choose the best option for you fast. It's just one of the many ways you can save with Progressive Insurance. Quote today at progressive.com to try the Name Your Price tool for yourself and join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. The whole thing was a learning curve, and I don't think I dealt with it at the very beginning. And right now I'm in a place of struggle it's all maybe just setting in, and I'm like, holy cow, like I really miss mom and dad, and like going to visit and leaving them there is the hardest part. And I'm trying to figure out how to, like, I still kind of feel like I'm in a dream, like in a bad dream sometimes, but also too, I think with all the first holidays coming up is really challenging, figuring out, okay, how are we actually going to spend these holidays? Do I try to do everything my mother did, or do I just say screw it all and let's create something new?
Do I get a vote?
Yeah.
I don't think it's healthy to try to replicate what Julie Chrisley did.
It's impossible.
I think it's damn near impossible, and I don't think it's a good idea. But you also do a lot of things that your mom did very well, very well. You are, even though you eat like trash most of the time, you are actually a really good cook. You just choose to eat Pop-Tarts, which, speaking of potential sponsors, we should look into that.
Seriously.
But you're a really good cook. You love to decorate. Like,
yes,
your house always looks pristine. You love to give gifts. Like, there's a lot of things that you and your mom have in common.
Yeah.
And like, but I think that's a lot of pressure to put on yourself to try to maintain every tradition that you guys already had in place. Don't you?
For sure. It definitely is. And I think now Christmas has always been like my jam. You know, I decorate for Christmas.
This bitch loves Christmas.
It's I want it to look like elves like threw up everywhere.
It looks like Whoville in real life.
See, that's the biggest compliment ever. And so I like Christmas. I will continue to do that. Thanksgiving's hard because like mom just always cooked. Like that was her thing. Like, but it's weird because Christmas is her holiday, like loves decorating. And I think I love decorating because of her. So like going to decorate for Christmas will make me feel so good because it'll feel like mom is there and that I'm doing all the things that she really loves. And I think that's easier because like I'm good at instructing someone on how to decorate.
That's true.
You know?
Or
like,
instructing someone, period.
Yeah. Like I'm good at telling them like this is how it needs to look. With the cooking aspect of it, I'm not a cook like my mom is. Let's just get that straight.
Nobody is.
Like I'm a great baker and I can make some good dishes, but like not like Julie Chrisley can. So I look at it and I'm like, no one can do it like mom can do it. And also it was like, I know friends that like couldn't go home for Thanksgiving and mom's like, oh, just come over to our house.
That's what I was just about to say, is that's one thing that you could absolutely carry over and it would still make it feel like that big family holiday. Like there's almost every, like even if Sean and I couldn't go home like early enough to like, I mean, most of the time we made holidays, but like sometimes we couldn't go home till Christmas Eve or something. Like y'all were always inviting us over. So I think that will definitely continue to like extend your holiday further.
For sure.
And invite your friends.
Yeah, without a doubt. So that's the one thing that we will, it's all just so tough. But also I look at life and I'm like, okay, there's been some really great things to happen. Like, I've met some really awesome people. I'm able to be a voice for people who don't feel like they have one because no one's listening to them. And for that, I'm like, okay, that makes all of this worth it. That makes everything that's happening worth it. But then it's like, all right, I want my parents back home, you know? So I'm doing whatever I can do to get them home. But you look at it and you're like, all right, there's been some positive things that have come from it. There's been some great opportunities that have come from it. So I try to find the positivity in it. But it's kind of difficult. Mm-hmm. Also, people have got this whole John Crist and Savannah narrative that they are loving of like, Savannah and John should date. Savannah and John should date. Guys, John has like an awesome girlfriend.
Yeah. Also, are these the same people that are saying, getting mad at you for dating someone who's trying to go through a divorce? They're also telling you to date John, who has a girlfriend.
I know. It's insane. John has like the sweetest girlfriend. Also too, like, we would be a terrible couple. Like, terrible.
You would get roasted 100% of the time, and I would be here for it. But I'm also in support of John's current relationship.
Exactly. Like, love it. So that's one thing we're just going to debunk, okay? Savannah and John Crist. There is no Savannah and John Crist, okay?
Plus, he's too young and he doesn't have kids.
Yeah, right? He's too young and doesn't have kids. Why would I want to date him?
It would just be too easy.
It would just be too easy. Also, too, there's also another narrative that's out there swirling saying that I told Chase not to date someone that had kids, and then I turned around and dated someone that had kids.
Wait, you told him what?
Yeah, there's like a whole narrative going that's apparently I told Chase not to date someone with kids.
No, you made fun of Chase because he wanted a sugar mama.
Yes, exactly. I made fun of him for wanting a sugar mama, his exact words. And so I have never said don't date someone that doesn't have kids. Like, Chase told
Talk
me.
Talk about how hypocritical that would be.
Exactly. How hypocritical would that one be? Chase told me, why would I want to date someone that has kids as if I don't have enough going on already? I think I look at, it's crazy because a lot of people will say like, oh, that person's got baggage. They have kids, this, that, and the other. I don't look at kids as baggage. Like, I look at kids as the greatest blessing and gift. So I don't view kids as baggage, like, at all. I view kids as like something so wonderful. And that's just where people's opinions and beliefs are different. You know, some people are like, oh, baggage. I'm like, what freaking fun gifts. So that's another one.
Rachel just asked a question from the other room. Why would Savannah and Chase sign Savannah up for The Bachelor if she's dating? Which I do feel like has a place in this show. What I really think happened is you signed Chase up for The Bachelor and he said, I'm not doing this unless you do.
Yes.
You weren't being that serious about being like, if I get on The Bachelor, I'm going to say F you to the guy I'm dating.
Yeah, no, not at all.
But I'm glad you asked this, Rachel, because she will be in trouble for this.
I have already seen some back and forth stuff about that. So to clear the narrative, it really was a joke. Like, first, I was for sure, like, not even a joke about Chase, honestly. I was like, dude, you should definitely do it. I mean, what do you have to lose? And then Chase was like, no, if I'm going to do it, you're going to do it. And so he signed me up for it. But also the application, guys, was not a true application. Let's be real. Like, it was, why do you want to do this show? Well, all my relationships are a shit show. Let's turn it around. Like, that is not a real application submission, guys. Like, let's be real.
You were really trying with Chase, but
yes.
I think that the reverse was more so like, I'm not going to suffer without you suffering too.
Exactly. Yeah. So it really was a joke in the grand scheme of things. And luckily, what I love and is being able, like, whether this person works out or doesn't that I'm dating, it's such a fun banter back and forth to where we can joke around about things and not get our feelings hurt, like not get butt hurt over it. If the fact that, okay, he's currently the South's like most eligible bachelor and all of these girls in the DMs, and it's funny. Like that's like, I'm like, okay, this is freaking hilarious. And so that's why he's able to take the bachelorette thing as a complete joke. And nothing's ever too serious, which I love because I can take my humor to the line sometimes. And so I have to be able to find someone, well, I have to be able to dial it back, but I also have to find someone that can like take my humor with a grain of salt.
Yeah. Hopefully he can call you out too.
Oh yeah. Trust me, I've had some of that. It's pretty attractive. Support for today's episode comes from Jenny Kane. Guys, I am stoked because a Jenny Kane store just opened only 10 minutes from my house, and I am absolutely obsessed. I've been in there multiple times already, and their clothes are to die for. Jenny Kane is a California brand through and through. I'm just obsessed with their cardigans, their pullovers, turtlenecks, their sweaters, just all of them. The fabric is so soft, it doesn't itch me, and it looks so cute. You can either dress it up, dress it down. They just have all of the perfect essential clothing items that you need in your closet. Just staple pieces that you can wear over and over and over again, but switch it up, make it casual, make it dressy. Jenny Kane is the place to go. The Chloe cardigan is my new favorite for beach days, even just to run around and do errands, whatever it may be. We can all look cute while running errands. So I hope you guys love Jenny Kane just as much as I do. And for a limited time only, our listeners get 15% off their first order. All you have to do is go to jennykane.com and use the code UNLOCKED to get 15% off. So find your forever pieces at jennykane.com. Our listeners get 15% off your first order when you use code UNLOCKED. That's 15% off your first order at JENNIKAYNE.com. Promo code UNLOCKED. Let getting dressed be one less thing to worry about. Let's cut that sniffle out. I just did that.
Sean has to do that often.
I know. I don't know what's wrong with me.
Leave this part in to hold you accountable. Sean thinks we've talked about this before. We're like, does she lean closer and sniff into the mic? Like, is she doing it on purpose?
Okay, guys. I know people have commented on that, and I am sorry. I don't know if it's like a nervous sniff or what.
Since we're on this topic, what other things does Savannah do that annoy all of us? This question is open to the entire staff.
Oh, yes. All right, Aaron.
I mean, we have to watch levels in our ears so that we don't go deaf, because sometimes I'm like, turn my volume down, because you get all over the place. That's not really your fault. You just get a little enthusiastic sometimes.
Okay, I'm sorry about that.
I call you out before because a lot of times you go, hey y'all, I'm so excited. Hey y'all, I'm so excited. And then one time to the governor of New Jersey, he said something, I don't know what he said, but you responded with, that's amazing. And I was like, I don't know if that's the appropriate time to use the word amazing, because it was like
something serious.
Something very serious. You don't really do anything to annoy me.
Oh, that's
I'm just talking about on the podcast. I'm not talking about in general.
Oh, in general. What in general annoys you about me? This is a good one.
Oh God. I mean, not a lot of things. You can be too hard on people sometimes, but I tell you, that doesn't really annoy me. I just am like, big sister, like, lock it up.
Yeah, you're right.
Because you're really hard on yourself, and I think you transfer that level of toughness to other people who can't handle it. And I'm like, tone it down.
Ooh, that is true.
Sometimes you're just tough on people.
But
you love very hard. I'm not saying you don't.
No, I know. But okay, yes, tough on people. But like, don't you think sometimes the toughness is warranted?
I do often think it's warranted. I just think your delivery needs work.
See, I've been told that for a long time now.
Your delivery could be a lot more gentle and just equally as productive.
You're right.
Because you'll be like, you're a dumbass. What the hell were you thinking? And I'm like, we could have just said, I would have approached that differently.
You know, Yeah, delivery.
You don't annoy me.
No, we really don't get annoyed that much with each other.
I mean, we fight.
We fight for sure.
What do we've talked about this before. What like gets us in fights?
I
think you come at me really hard about things you don't know about.
Yeah. What's that supposed to mean? I just agreed with you.
No, I know, that was awesome. No, when you'll come at me, what was it about production one day? You were like telling me how to do something with production.
Oh, yeah. And you were like...
I was like, you can barely use your phone. So I really don't need your advice on how this particular technology works as it relates to putting your show out each week.
You're right. You're right. I know how it should look, but other than that, I don't know how to implement any of it.
I'm so scared to reverse this question. Please don't be too mean to me. But what annoys you about me?
Oh, what annoys me?
I don't know why I'm doing this to myself. I could have gotten out around this.
You really could have. What annoys me about you?
Don't be too mean, please. I'm not that emotionally stable today.
You know, I think what annoys me about you is probably the same thing that silently annoys you about me is sometimes you'll like wait till the last minute and you'll be like, Savannah, I need this today. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. I didn't have anything else going on today. Let me just go get it.
That's happened a couple times. That's a trickle down effect though. Sometimes people don't tell me that they need it and I have to tell you, but that has happened.
That's very true.
That has happened.
That's normally what happens though. And too, let's be real. I'm not great at like reading my emails sometimes.
I was gonna.
So
maybe sometimes I do, but you miss it.
Yeah.
But I will give you credit for that. There have been times where I didn't know we needed something until the very last minute. And then I'm like, I don't care that you're propelling off a mountain on Special Forces. I'm going to need you to record a voiceover, which I understand why that would be relatively difficult.
For sure. Without a doubt.
Speaking
100%.
of which, do you have any more? I'll give you your time.
Oh, no, that's really, nothing really annoys me about you. It's weird.
I kind of feel the same.
Yeah.
Give it time.
I'm going to start like paying attention.
Do you want to, before we wrap, do you want to talk about Special Forces, who you met? What can you say about it?
I mean, I can really say anything now because it will have aired by the time this comes out.
Oh, yeah.
Also, too, I've done a lot of press for it. Robert Horry, NBA guy, like Fab Four Lakers, freaking greatest human being in the world. Like, I just got to do press with him. He was my partner for press. I literally don't have a negative thing to say about him.
What does a partner for press mean that people don't know?
So like they partnered us up like two people and we all did all these interviews together. And so he's who I was partnered up with and he's just freaking amazing. Just hearing other people's life stories and he lost his daughter to cancer at like, I don't want to say 4 or 5 years old maybe. And just to see how he dealt with that. And it's like you really look and you're like, you know, he lost his daughter to cancer and then he didn't tell anyone, but he lost his dad on the flight to New Zealand. His dad passed away while he was on the
way.
Yeah. And I thought it was on his way home, but he like lied to everyone and that was his way of coping, which I don't even want to use the word lied because like that sounds so negative, but he just didn't want anyone to know and he wanted to get through the show and he found out when he landed in New Zealand that his dad passed away.
Jeez.
And I didn't know the whole time. Like I didn't know until we were doing the press that was actually what happened. And I look at it and I'm like, holy cow. And I thought my life was bad. You know, like you look when someone loses someone so close to you, like he lost his daughter and at such a young age. And now he's lost his dad. And I look at it and I'm like, you know what? Like, at least I still get to speak to mine. That's
a slippery slope, though. Because when you start trauma comparing, it can really make you get down on yourself for, like, being sad, having any sort of, like, we don't even call it self-pity, but, like...
Well, it's not even, I think
it's perspective for you and not guilt.
Yes. It's all perspective for me. Like, there's no level of guilt because I feel that how I have felt, I'm entitled to feel and deal with my emotions however I deal with them. I think it just makes me a little more grateful for the situation, at the fact that, like, I still have my parents to talk to. I still have them to go and visit and hug. Like, I guarantee you he wishes he had that with his daughter or his dad now. So it definitely puts a lot of things into perspective. But also, too, just like JoJo Siwa, for instance, which she has said she will come on the podcast.
Yeah, I was going to follow up about that.
So excited for that. Whether she comes to Nashville, we go there, I'm just super excited because there is so much depth to her that people don't realize. People just think she's like this teeny bopper dancer, bow wearing girl. And in reality, like, there is so much more to her, and getting to know her. And like, she and I talk like once a week now. We try to stay in touch, and she's just a great freaking human being. Like, I am forever grateful for doing the show because it's introduced me to all these people. So there's her. There is
wasn't there a dude from The Bachelor too?
Yes. Oh, Tyler Cameron.
Was he on there?
Yeah, he was on there. He's so sweet. He's just like a little teddy bear. Tyler Cameron's great, and you'll see. I hope they play on the show where Tyler and I go outside. First off, it's freezing. Tyler and I go outside to like take our showers because you had to have a partner to go with you anywhere you went.
This needs a lot more explanation.
I know. And that's where I got myself in trouble, because on Nick's podcast, they edited the promo in a way to where it made it look like it was something else, when in reality it was just hilarious, because Tyler and I were partners to like go shower, go to the bathroom.
What is that? Okay. What do you mean? Like,
because it was outside, and so the rule was like you had to have a partner, because it's like,
so you're not watching each other?
Well, no. Tyler was so respectful and like turned his back while I was showering, and me on the other hand, I'm like, jeez, like what can I catch a glimpse of? It was really funny. I hope they show that on the show. But no, it was such a fun experience. Tyler was so sweet, like one of the sweetest, most respectful human beings ever. Tom Sandoval, it's all obviously been in the press. That? Vanderpump Rules.
Oh, yeah, this isn't my world.
Scandival is like what he, the whole thing, which I should have, that's a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation too, is like he just got called out for hoeing around, and I was a little harsh on him, and I'm going to apologize for being so harsh on Tom. Everyone does shit like that in their personal lives, and everyone makes mistakes that aren't, and fortunately for them, it's not always publicized. Tom's got publicized. It became a whole thing. And I could have been a little bit more grace-filled with him on that, and, maybe not been so tough on him. So for that, I apologize, Tom. So the show itself was just freaking awesome. It was such a great experience. I can't wait for people to see everything that happens, because it's a show, let me tell you. And then, obviously we have our family show, which is going to be great.
When does it start?
Well, we're not sure where it's going to land yet. We've had a bunch of meetings with a bunch of different streamers, networks, and a lot of people are interested. So for that, we're grateful. And for this whole narrative that no production company will sign on, no network will pick it up, that is a lie.
Yeah, that's not
that true. Is people that are just wanting the show to fail. It is a lie.
Chrisley Knows Best was one of the only shows that ran simultaneously on 3 networks for an extended period of time. Like 3 different networks bought it, even though other networks were playing it.
Exactly. That's the craziest
part. One of the only
part.
shows ever that's done that.
It is. It's one of the only shows that has ever done it. On USA, E, and Bravo. Chrisley Knows Best went on for 10 seasons, went on all 3 networks, and even after we got canceled, it was still the highest rate, it was in the top 10 highest rated shows on cable television. After USA had stopped doing advertising and promos and all these things, it was still one of the top 10 rated on cable television.
You're yelling.
So, sorry, I'm just really passionate, because that was 10 years of my life. And for people to try to tear it down and say all these negative things, I'm sorry, I'm just not going to stand by it.
Do you think, okay, so I know you don't know until the show gets sold off, because that's how it works. Like a production company, grabs the show, creates a pilot, and they pitch that pilot. Most people don't know how this works, to different networks to see if you want to buy the show that they have already produced or are continuing to produce, whatever. Yes. And so then the network will be responsible for helping figure out when it airs.
Yes.
So do you think like 6 months?
Honestly, right now, Hollywood is in such
you don't know,
a disaster because of the writer's strike. So no scripted shows are filming. Studios are shutting down. It's really bad. And they're saying this could go on till at least January. And it's so sad because so many people are out of jobs. But while on one end, there's that, on another end, reality television booms in a time like this.
Script writing.
Yeah, because you don't have writers. So reality television booms. So for that, we could potentially sign with a network this month and be on TV within 6 months. Like, it's crazy how it works. So, and the show will be fun because it'll touch on dating lives. It'll touch on mom and dad, nanny, the kids, real estate, all these different business opportunities that are coming my way.
Nanny will be on it.
Yeah, Nanny will be on it. And God help me, because she's like a teenager.
She says what she wants to say. We can't, you especially can't criticize her for that.
No, she says what she wants to say, and some of it makes zero sense, and some of it's just not even logical. But hey, let Nanny Faye do what Nanny Faye does best, because it can be hilarious.
Well, I think that's a good place to wrap. So people will have already seen Special Forces.
Yes.
Hopefully we got a show coming down the pipeline. You got a relationship update from Savannah's mouth. And
too, I don't want people to think I'm being hush-hush about it now, because I look at this whole situation and I'm like, this chick is batshit crazy. Like, 1 minute she's spewing, the next she's pulling back. And I think it's just because I put things out there sooner than it should have been put out there. And so no one runs with a narrative that it's all fallen apart. Not true at all. I am trying to figure out a balance of like respect, but also my life is in the public eye. Like, that is, if I'm going to have a reality show, I can't say, hey, here's all of this, but stay away from my personal life. Not how it works. Mm-hmm. So I'm trying to find the proper balance. So before y'all think I'm batshit crazy, I'm just trying to find proper balance. And then I think too, one of the next episodes, we're not sure how it's going to air, but Aaron and Tyler are going to be on, and we're really going to hit it full force, which I'm really excited about.
Tyler is a gift. If anyone has not gotten to experience Tyler on social media, you are in for a treat, because he is hilarious,
but also gives some of the best advice.
Yes.
Like, some of the best advice. And Tyler is one of my friends that like has gone and seen mom like every other weekend, it seems like. Mm-hmm. So for that, I'm like, you've shown up. I love you. And Aaron and Tyler and me together, it's going to be fun.
I know. I'm scared.
It's going to be fun.